Hi everyone. I know I did a live video today, but I would really like to make this recording without any background noise and without anyone participating, just to give over my ideas about the meeting that I had with Amir yesterday. And it was really a very transformational one indeed, together with Wendy and a few other people that were there. It was just amazing. And the essence of the meeting was about the way we operate in the world are two different perspectives. And I was quoting something from my Hasidic Kabbalistic texts, which we teach to kids and which I've learned and known for many, many years. And it's basically a perspective of a human perspective of permission being granted to us to live in this world of concealment, where we grope around in the dark. We see things, we process them through our thought, and we draw a picture in the back of our brain, and we have an assumption about what the object is that we're looking at. But from an essential point of view, of a godly or a mind point of view, whatever we see is not the absolute truth, because we're just processing it through our thoughts based on what's coming in via the data, via our eyes, our ears, our taste, our smell, etc. And it's not an absolute truth. But nevertheless, permission was granted to us mere mortals as human beings to function in this world of concealment, that the oneness purposely concealed itself from us to give place for an existence of self and an independent entity. And we run our lives as though there is no oneness, there is no godliness, there is no mind. And that's part of the godly game of life that was given to us. And from that vantage point, from that perspective, when I see traffic lights and I see objects, I take them very seriously. And I'm supposed to. From the other perspective, it's a perspective of oneness. And at that perspective of oneness, well, we are totally nullified in our existence to the oneness. There is nothing else except for the oneness of God, of mind, if you will, whatever you call it. And from that point of view, yeah, well, there is no traffic lights. So when I get to my question to the various three principal practitioners that I spoke to, and my disappointment I had with them, after speaking with Amir, and we got to a really deep level yesterday, which was just really lovely, and I thank you and Wendy and everyone else for that, we came to the conclusion that there are these two perspectives. And I was asking my questions from one perspective to the practitioners, and the practitioners were actually answering from a different perspective. And that's where we had a clash. And that's where I got really probably a bit outside in. And that was when I asked, is there traffic lights? They're answering from an above-below perspective, that above is the oneness is the absolute truth, and nothing else exists. But I was asking from the point of view, from the lower perspective, that down here's the main thing. In spirituality, well, it doesn't really mean anything because we don't see it, we don't feel it, even though we are connected to it. But from a human concealment perspective, the way we work in this world of individualism, separatism, and concealment of the oneness, that there's a me and there's a you. So at that level, there are traffic lights. So I guess we're both right, but I would like to take the higher perspective to just one slightly higher rung, and that is that from the perspective of the oneness perspective, when the practitioner answered me, well, there's no traffic light that triggered me to cross the road, it's just thought, I would go one step further than that. I would say there's no thought. At the level of oneness, there's nothing. There's no traffic light to even discuss at that level. So there's no thought either, because what you think or what you speak about the oneness in words is already a contraction and taking away from the truth of what the essence is. Sydney Banks even said that himself, that as soon as we start describing in words what it is, we're already contracting and taking away from the truth of the essence of what it is. I'm going even one step further. Even what you think what it is isn't what it is. The oneness is something that's transcendent and beyond us. the oneness is not infinite and it's not finite, because the oneness is above any categories whatsoever. And that's why he can do the impossible that we don't understand and create this existence that we live in of something from the absolute nothingness that Sid Banks also speaks about. So I hope that brings some light. Thank you very much, Amir and Wendy et al. And all the other people that might have come in on the meeting yesterday. I was really uplifted by that. But yeah, I think this needs to really be put out there to all the therapists, all the practitioners, because it could be a little bit dangerous as well. When you're telling somebody, well, it's just my thought and that told me to cross the traffic lights because maybe there aren't any traffic lights there. It could be a bit dangerous, especially for little kids, when you tell them, well, there's no traffic lights there. It's just thought. We as human beings need to operate in a very, very tangible, realistic world where there are traffic lights and there are rules that we follow. And even though that may not be the absolute truth from a oneness, nevertheless, it's something that we were given in this world to function, to work with, to actually, from the separation, from the darkness and the concealment in this world, we actually look towards mind, we look towards God, we look towards oneness, and we bring that light into this world. And that happens when you and I do good deeds and we spread feelings of respect and love towards one another. We bring that light of oneness into the world and we actually illuminate the world with the oneness. And I think that's our mission statement. That's our charter as human beings. That's why we're here. We were purposely created and brought down into this limitation of world to transcend our limitations with good deeds and kindness. And just knowing that has a very calming effect, that you're always in the oneness no matter what happens, which means essentially everything is good. But nevertheless, we have to operate within a human framework of concealment. Hope that helps, and I'd love to hear your views. Bye for now.